Every year, usually the first Friday night of June, Beth Yeshurun has what we call CanCare Shabbat, Cancer Survivor Shabbat, where we celebrate those who have survived cancer. The prayer we just sang a few minutes ago, Misha Barak, talks about asking God's source as the source of strength to help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And we can make our lives a blessing whether we're supporting cancer patients through the process, or cancer patients can in turn make their lives a blessing afterwards by giving other people strength and hope who are going through cancer treatment now. And that's what CanCare does. CanCare is an interfaith, faith-based organization that provides support for cancer patients by providing survivors of cancer to stand by their side to help them through the difficult treatment that cancer treatment often involves. Today we have a very special speaker, Kris, who I'm going to invite up in a moment. She is the Director of Mission Impact at CanCare. She's been engaged in healthcare and community mental health in the Houston community for 17 years. She's worked in diverse medical settings, including outpatient clinics, hospitals, and homes. She has a master's degree in marital and family therapy and a bachelor's degree in psychology and theology. She has served as a cancer counselor and a caregiver to friends and family diagnosed with cancer, and has facilitated numerous support groups. She is passionate about providing support during difficult times, and now I don't want to take up any more of her time, so I'm going to pass the microphone over to her to talk about CanCare.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for the invitation to be here. My heart is full with your service. I feel so uplifted and nourished from what I have experienced here tonight. CanCare is celebrating with you all and with the country National Cancer Survivors Day. And so we celebrate today and all month long everyone that has been touched by cancer. So that is anyone who has heard those terrible words, "You've got cancer." That's anyone who has loved someone, known someone, worked with someone who has heard those terrible words. And we don't want anybody to do that journey alone at CanCare. You heard that I'm passionate about supporting people in difficult times. Well, we have a purpose at CanCare to bring hope and healing to anyone facing cancer. We have a vision that nobody has to go through cancer alone. And we have a mission that we will be a survivor, and that includes you caregivers, because you're on the survivor journey too. We will provide a survivor by your side. We don't want anyone to do this alone. And we know that cancer doesn't just affect your body. There's a lot of emotions. It affects your life. It affects how you live your life. And nobody should have to figure that out by themselves. So the way that we provide support is in 3 ways. The first is that we have a one-on-one support program where we connect survivors with other survivors of similar cancer type, stage, and treatment and age with one another so they can share and support one another. A lot of listening, a lot of empathy, a lot of, I have been through this and you can be through this too, and you don't have to do it alone. We provide caregiver support. We connect caregivers with other caregivers. If you're a spouse supporting a spouse, we connect you with another spouse who's done that. If you're a sibling supporting a sibling, we connect you with another sibling who's done that. You don't have to go it alone. We provide that kind of support to people in all 50 states. And a couple countries as well. So most of that support is done by the phone. It's done sometimes long distance. Sometimes people do meet each other. But we know that connection doesn't have any physical bounds. And so connection is provided through a survivor and a volunteer together. And I love the sound of giggles and laughter and joy. It's beautiful. We also, the second thing that we do is that we have online support groups. So we have a group for survivors, for caregivers, and also for stage 4 survivors, because something different happens when you hear that number 4. And we want to make sure there's extra support there. Those groups are facilitated by me as a licensed professional counselor, but they're led by a CanCare volunteer who will share their experience and their hope. And the third way is in our healthcare system. We have volunteers that meet people here in the Houston area in 15 different hospitals while they're in their radiation department and fusion area. So we want to be where people are in treatment, where they are on the journey, and we want to be available for you. We've been in existence 33 years. We were founded by a woman, Ann Turnage Shaw, who is herself a stage 4 colon cancer survivor, who is now well into her 90s and living in the Carolinas. And she noticed that there was a lack of hope out there in terms of cancer, and she wanted to do something about it, and she has, and she continues to. But we here also honor our relationship with Beth Yeshurun. You have been with us for a great deal of this journey. Over 20 years, we've been in partnership with you. And I want to just acknowledge that partnership is kept alive and going through your leadership here, and also through 2 of our very beloved volunteers that are part of your congregation, Leah Katz, who joined CanCare in 2002 and is still spreading the word and making sure people have hope. And then some 10 years after that, Michael Wiesenthal, who has been a wonderful volunteer at the hospitals, has helped us with our fundraising, all our golf tournaments out there in the public, talking with people. So we want to be there for you if you need support, and if you are in a position to give support, we want to encourage you to join us in that journey as well. Thank you so much, and blessings to you, and please know that you don't have to do it alone if this is something that you're dealing with. Thank you so much.
So one way that we can visibly show that you're not alone is we ask every year for those people who are cancer survivors, if you'd like to please stand so we can honor your journey. Anybody here who is a cancer survivor? Anybody here who's a current cancer patient, if you'd like to stand? A current cancer patient? And if you are a member or a caregiver or a good friend of someone who's had cancer or who has cancer now, please also stand. So you can see you really are not alone. And with that, I want to turn the microphone over to our cantor, who's going to have a special song for us. Let's do the priestly blessing together for all of us, found from the book of Numbers. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmarecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God's light shine upon you and be gracious to you, and may God always be mindful of you and grant you peace, comfort, and happiness, now and always. Amen.